Alright, so today we are going to be doing a tutorial on Gimp. Gimp stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program. Basically, you don't ever need to know that. There's really no value to it. But it's a little fun fact. But basically, we're going to get started. I will post a link to download Gimp actually in the comments down there. So yeah, well, first thing you want to do is hit File, New. It's pretty easy. I'm on the Mac version actually. So if I'm on the Mac version, it's basically the same thing as the PC version. They actually did a really good job with that. So yeah. Well, what we're gonna do, look, you can create by pixels, inches, millimeters, points, picas, or more. I don't know what that means. I always do pixels. You can do templates, and you also can go here and you can fill it with a certain color, and you can also do RGB grayscale. So we're just gonna make a pretty normal one. We're gonna do transparent, and alright, so that is our new window. Now, as you will see, there's nothing popped up right now, and it's glitching. It's really glitchy actually on Mac. It's less glitchy on PC, so if you have a PC, you're pretty set. But one of the first things you want to do is hit Control B. Control B brings up this menu. This is everything you need to know. We'll do a quick run through. This is rectangular shape. It just makes box. That's pretty straightforward. Circle does the same thing. Free select tool, it's the magic lasso, if you will. You can just click random, you can basically make your own shapes, cut out your own shapes. The fuzzy select tool, I don't even know what that does. I never have used it. This one selects all of, this is really useful. This selects all of a certain color and makes it so that you can't edit anything but that color. So if you want to recolor something, that's a great tool. This is cutting tool. I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't use that. Never used that. An easier way to use this is just to basically hit Control, and that can take what you need. This is magnification, zoom in, zoom out. That I don't know. That moves stuff around. That cuts. Let's see. That adds text. None of these are really any use to you. None of these at all. This is the paint bucket. I mean, if you've ever used a program before, you'll know what the paint bucket does. This is a blend tool, so this is kind of cool. You can go here and you can select all these different things. So if I were to do this, I can. Well, that didn't really work, but let's do a different one. You can do rainbow, and basically just it'll do that for you. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Not really a purpose if you're doing pixel art. So here's your main tool is going to be your pencil. What you want to do is move this down. This is at 1 pixel right now, and it is in normal mode right now. And I will go through a lot of these modes, or the basic ones that you need to know. But normal is just draw. I don't even mess with any of this at all, ever. And the only thing I really mess with is this right here and this. So this is your paintbrush, same kind of thing. It just adds like a little different effect. You have your eraser. Then we have airbrush, stamp. This doesn't really do anything either. This smudges. So if you were to have a color, well, let's do this. You have a little color, then you take this and you can smudge it. This is also, again, not really pixel art. But, alright, so first we're going to create something very basic. You click this, and it brings up this menu. This menu is all of your colors, all the 16 bajillion of them. So this is your hue. Hue changes the color. It can change this. The saturation makes it more white, less white. The V makes it dark green or pink. I don't even know if that does. I never used it. This is pretty simple. This is your RBG values. Blue, if you have them all down, you'll get black. If you have them all up, you'll get white. In the middle somewhere, you have one down, you'll get pink. You have two down, you'll get red. I mean, that's just basically, I choose with this because it's a little bit more stylistic, I guess. But we'll choose black for our first outline. So, to zoom in, you can use a number of different methods. What I did was I went to this and did keyboard shortcuts, and we'll pull it up. I did zoom in as equal and zoom out as minus, which is basically plus and minus. It's right next to each other. So you can do that, or you can, on PC, it doesn't work on Mac. On PC you can hit Control and then scroll in, and that'll zoom for you. But first we're just going to make a box. A box will be good. So that is basically what the pencil does, and then we'll get the you can get this in here and have it white. So that's the fill button. Again, I'll show you this, and I will place some random red around the canvas. And what I'm doing to pull this menu back up is hitting Control B. I already said that, but in case you forget. Then see how it's selected all of the red. So now I can change this to whatever I want, and I can go over it, and it won't change anything but the red. So that is a very useful tool if you're gonna do a little recolor of something. Now we're gonna delete this stuff because it's ugly, and we are going to learn some other cool tricks. So right now I'm going to show you what this does. Opacity is basically different levels of transparency. The less opacity, the more transparent it is. So what that really means is this. If you're on a what that means is if you're on a transparent field like so, then as I just did, it will create a semi-transparent area of that color. So we can do that. We can go to red. See, it's just basic semi-transparent. But what you don't want to do, and this gets annoying to deal with, is if you go over this too many times, it turns like pure red. See how you can see the difference there, and even that. So you have to be careful with that. Yeah, and actually I'm going to teach you another trick. I didn't even say this. To create lines, you hold Shift, and it'll show you the line it's going to create. So you click, and it'll take wherever you clicked last. So if I were to click here, it'll take from there, and I can create lines. I basically just do it for straight lines. Yeah, and so what I'm doing to delete is just Control Z. That's pretty much any program. Control Y redoes. Control C copies. Control V pastes. Now Gimp will only paste what is not transparent. So as you see, I have that, and Gimp does not paste anything else. So what we're going to do is learn about the color erase. This is very useful. What this does is if you have an area filled with color and you don't want that area anymore, you can simply hit Control B, click on your bucket, go to Control or Color Erase, I'm sorry, and it'll erase that color. So that is a pretty nifty trick for getting rid of colors. It won't work if you don't already have a transparent background. So what you can do is just look, I'll show you. What you can do is just fill this in and see how it won't really do anything right now. Go to color erase, and absolutely nothing is happening. So if you don't have a transparent background, just hit Control C, Control V, then you click this. Let's see. Go to the color, click it, and now you can see that that has an outline. So what you want to do is hit Control L, and then hit Make New Layer, and you can just delete this one, and now you do have a transparent background. So that's pretty simple. And yeah, so that's pretty much the basics. You can really customize it a lot. Actually, you hit Edit, keyboard shortcuts. You can have all sorts of things. Like if you hit N, it changes to this tool. If you hit Shift B, that's your bucket, which is on color erase. So Control Z undoes. Control N makes a new window. Shift O, if you hit Shift O, that's the color select tool, which is good. But that's pretty much the basics of Gimp. So if you need anything else, just comment and I will try to do it. Thanks.